this is...
So Gove is being put in charge
Yes.
of clamping down on Islamophobia. Now,
I want to clamp down on your handwriting. I
know,
can't understand a word.
It's
You've got
awful.
written
He's a
here.
doctor at heart.
He is. I mean, like, you know, what have you prescribed me here? I don't know, but I'll take two of them. No, but this is the appointment. This is so who is it that he wants to appoint, or what role?
So I think he's
he
been
wants to
appointed to make sure that Islamophobia doesn't become rife within
Oh,
society.
no, he's going to make an appointment
He's
for
going
a
to make
czar.
an appointment.
Yes,
I've got
on
that wrong.
Monday.
A czar.
Yeah.
So, but the point is this: Islam, like any religion and any cultural results of religion, you know, we should treat it with respect. We should treat Christianity with respect, Judaism, and so on. But there should be no prohibition on a no-holds-barred debate of any ideology, and religion fundamentally is an ideology. So we can debate Christianity, we should be able to debate Judaism, we should be able to debate Hinduism, Buddhism, so on, and Islam. You cannot be, in my view, by definition, you can't be Islamophobic.
What if he were to appoint as well, bearing in mind the climate and why this is being done, a czar for anti-Semitism as well?
It's ridiculous.
No, but I know, but at least it would then balance both of the issues that I think society is facing at the moment.
There's a difference. Anti-Semitism is racism.
Is racism.
Islamophobia is not racism. It's the shutting down of debate. The term Islamophobia has been coined, in my view, to shut down debate over Islam. And Muslims shouldn't welcome it. If Muslims have faith, as I'm sure they do in their religion, they should be prepared to debate the finer points of their own ideology. And it shouldn't be cloaked in this protective blanket.
I absolutely agree with that. I don't understand why we are afraid to have, again, you know, I don't want to see anyone hated. I don't want to see anyone, you know, unduly attacked, but you should be able to have a fair and reasonable conversation and say that there are aspects of any faith that you don't like and that you don't agree with. That's completely and utterly reasonable. And when we end up with a baying mob as a result of
and absolutely, can I just say one more thing? You know, religions evolve. Islam today is not what it was 1,500 years ago. It may not evolved in the same way that Christianity has, but they evolve. And they evolve because people debate, because cultures move on, because, you know, settled morality, if you like, changes. Morality isn't, I'm not hugely religious, so morality, in my view, is not a God-given thing. It is subject to, renewal as you go through, you know, time. And Islamophobia seeks to shut down the evolution of the religion. And I can tell you, as a child in Pakistan, Islam, as it was practiced in Pakistan when I was a child, was very, very different to Islam as it's practiced in Pakistan now.
How?
So, for example, when I was a child, you would often say Khuda Hafiz, which means God be with you as you say goodbye, you know. You can't say Khuda Hafiz now, it's frowned on, because Khuda means God, and that could be any God. And so you have to say Allah Hafiz to be precise that you're talking about Allah. And it's a bit like the way the English language has been hijacked. And the Allah Hafiz, if you say Allah Hafiz, people immediately recognise that you're more of the kind of Wahhabi, Saudi, more fundamentalist Islam. If you're Khuda Hafiz, you're a looser, more liberal kind of open-thinking Muslim. That's how I see it. And Pakistan has definitely gone. There'll be lots of ethnic Pakistanis and Pakistanis listening to this, and I'm sure they will agree, if they're honest with themselves, that Pakistan has gone from being a liberal Muslim society
to being extremely regressive. Like, you know, it sounded like it was everyone was just, you know, whatever your God is, let it be with you. Now it's no. It's got to be this one, or you're out.
The Middle East has been regressing, hasn't it? If you think about it, and this
Islam is changing.
This is completely at odds with what Rishi said, because he stood up and admitted, without actually saying it, that we have a massive problem with Islamist extremists, and then he's obviously had lots of pushback. So we're going to appoint a czar.
But also, again, throwing into that speech far-right extremism, when in actual fact, if you look at the figures of the terror watch list of, I think, the 2020 figures, there were 43,000 people on the terror watch list, and 90% of them were from Islamic extremism.
Look, he was able to name one of the far-right extremists, Nick Griffin, who's not been involved for years and years. That's how tiny that group of people now are.
Yeah. I absolutely agree. And that doesn't mean that it's not a problem, but it's nowhere near the problem on the scale, but it was just thrown in to sort of balance things up. And I don't...
And he forgot to mention left extreme groups.
He did.
You know, a lot of the extremism that we have in society comes from the left. It's the left that wishes to shut down debate.
We saw it with that.
Absolutely.